So we know some people estimate that around 40% of the jobs that exist today will no longer exist and will need to be replaced within about 2 decades. We also know, or some people have estimated, that we'll need about 3.8 million more graduates to not just fill, but to create the jobs of the future. On top of that, we know that the young people today will probably change jobs about 17 times in five different careers on average. So this is a profound change in Australia's economy and in Australia's industrial base that we're staring at. So the real challenge for the education system, and for those I represent, the universities, is how do we prepare graduates to not just fill the jobs of the future that we don't understand yet what they will be, but how to create them as well. And so what we're seeing in universities, most universities now are putting a real emphasis on mentoring programs, on entrepreneurial programs, on micro courses, on micro-credentialing, all sorts of new and innovative ways that will help equip graduates, again, not only to fill jobs, but to create jobs for themselves and to find a place for them in this new sharing digital economy. So the education system as a whole is the vehicle that we use to prepare students and to prepare people to participate constructively and productively in civil society in all sorts of ways. But I guess there's three key ways that education contributes to the economy and to work. One is, of course, through the education and the training that it provides, right from early childhood all the way through to tertiary and higher education. But of course, in Australia, education is an industry in itself. It is the 3rd largest export industry in Australia. It's Australia's largest services export as well. So it is an industry in and of itself. And then when we think about universities represent about 3/4 of Australia's publicly funded research enterprise. And it's the research functions of the education system that will underpin the innovation that will lead to the new products, the new industries that we hope will help Australia make a successful transition to a very rapidly changing and restructuring economy and industrial base. I think there's been a bit of a confused debate around STEM and STEM education. We hear a lot about the need for more STEM graduates. At the same time, we also know that there is quite high levels of unemployment in some areas of STEM. I think what people are talking about when they're talking about this need to emphasise the STEM skills is really around ensuring that everyone has a degree of literacy, whether it's digital literacy, mathematics, science, but that we all increasingly ensure that to be able to survive and thrive in the new economy, that people have these skills to enable them to be able to participate constructively in a new workplace. That said, I think also we are seeing the sorts of jobs that are likely to be created and the direction that the workforce is taking. I think there's no doubt that over time we will need more graduates in those disciplines if Australia is going to find its place in a very different future and is in fact going to remain internationally competitive.